What is up, everyone? It is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel and happy 2021! And so this is my first video of 2021, the new year, and we are kicking it off strong. Today we are going to be talking about productivity tips to help you in high school, college, and working from home. If you are new here, hello, my name is Rachel. I graduated from UC Berkeley in May 2020, where I double majored in cognitive science and legal studies, and now I am currently working full-time at a law firm. And so if you are a student applying to colleges soon, you should definitely check out Study Hall College Consulting. It's a team of myself and other UC Berkeley students where we specialize in reviewing college application essays and consulting one-on-one with students or parents who may have any questions about the college application process or want extra tips. So we have a website and a free blog on our website where we post weekly tips as well, so definitely check that out. So without further ado, let's get on with my productivity tips. So my first tip to being productive in the new year is to realize that productivity is different for everyone. And you know, because it is different for everyone, maybe you have one or two big things that you want to get done today and that will make you feel productive versus other people might have like 5, 6, or 7 things on their to-do list, and then completing all of those things will make them feel productive. So I think you cannot compare yourself to other people, so I can't compare myself to anyone else but myself and trying to push myself to get all of my tasks done rather than comparing myself to other people saying like, oh, they get so much done in a day, why am I not like that? That is not helpful for anyone, but I think realizing that productivity is different for everyone and to not base your self-worth off of your productivity is something that can help your mindset going into 2021. So the first thing that I like to do is to clear out my desk area. So yesterday I went through, I actually moved everything, wiped down the table, got all of the like little dirt and little gross crumbs out from underneath everything, and then I set up my desk. So I have my laptop here and then also my dual screen monitor here. So I am ready to start working and get all of my work done because you know a cluttered desk means that you have a cluttered mind. So you cannot get anything done if you have a super messy desk. On your desk you should be able to locate things quickly. So you know I have my sticky notes here, I've got my pens and pencils here. Everything is super easily accessible, and if I needed to take any notes or anything, I've got my notebook here. So it's all within reaching distance. I know where things are. I don't have to like dig under a bunch of papers to find anything, but everything is ready and clean. And so because my desk area is clean, I'm ready to go and start my day and get all of my work done. So my next tip is to buy an agenda book or use some kind of planner, whether it is a physical planner like me, but this one is from 2020. I need to get one for 2021, or you can use an online planner. So when I was in college for my hiring and training coordinator job with Residence Life at Berkeley, we used an online planner called Notion where we kept our task list. Everything that needed to get done, we would write it down in the task list and then keep it in track so we know when things are getting done, who it is getting done by, keeping it all together. So that might be useful if you want an online to-do list. For me in work right now, I just have an Excel document where I write everything that I need to get done for the day, and then on a different tab on my Excel doc, I write down everything that I completed for the day so I can keep track of what I'm getting done versus what I still have assigned and what I need to complete. Because I think especially when you're working full-time, you should be organized enough that you don't have other people always bothering you or asking you where things are, but you need to be organized enough that you get things done before the deadlines, you aren't missing deadlines, and people don't have to keep on reminding you to do stuff because that just sort of makes you look like a bad employee in my opinion. So I literally always talk about my agenda planner in every one of these videos, but for school I would just write down everything that I need to do for that day, all of the homework I have. If I have an exam coming up, I would write that down so I would know a few weeks in advance, okay, this is going to be a busy week, you know, I have 2 exams, I have an essay due, so maybe the weekend before that, I need to start preparing so I am not super stressed the week that a lot of stuff is due. Additionally, I think having an online calendar is also super helpful. So I really love Google Calendar because you can put everything you have to do, everything in your day into Google Calendar. So you can see when I was in school on screen right now, this is what my Google Calendar would look like, and color code everything, like different classes I would put in there, going to work I would put in there, because in college I did have 3 jobs, so I needed to keep track of all of those things. So I would literally just put it in my calendar, and as you can see, like, it is a great way to keep track and easily visualize when you have to do stuff, because as you can see, my calendar is like super freaking full. And so because then now I can see, okay, when do I have time to do homework and like study? Not that much time. So my next tip is to prioritize your tasks. And I think this is a skill that you learn throughout high school, college, and when you start working, because you basically need to triage your assignments and do the more important things first, and then let the less important things, or maybe the things with later deadlines, fall to the bottom, and you would do that later on. And I think prioritizing your tasks is also very helpful because it prevents you from procrastinating on the harder tasks. I know for me in college, I would always hate like having to write an essay or something like that, so I would always push that to the bottom, even though the essay might be worth like 30% of my grade, it's due in a week. It's more important than like doing a reading or something like that that isn't graded, it isn't tested on yet. So realizing what is more important and then doing those things first and forcing yourself to do them, and not just letting them, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, oh, I'll do it the next day, and then, oh, it's like midnight the night of the essay is due, and the essay is like due in 12 hours. That is not going to fly. So basically forcing yourself to do those harder tasks, maybe tasks that you don't want to do as much first, over doing other tasks that might be easier, because it is more important to get those bigger things done because the deadline is coming up sooner. And that goes for the same thing with working full-time too. I know right now, you know, I have a lot of tasks, and so I have to figure out, okay, what are the deadlines for these things? What's more important? What is due this week versus next week? If it's due next week, can I do it next week, or does it also need to be done right now? So my next tip in productivity is to have a morning routine. I have a work morning routine on my channel right now, so you can definitely check that out. I will have it linked down below, but I think having a nice morning routine is something that will keep you on track, and it really sets your day up for success. Personally, I like to do the same thing every morning, and that really helps me get in the mindset to be ready to go to work or to go to school, and that really makes you on your A game for the rest of the day. But if you don't have a morning routine, you wake up like 5 minutes before you have to get to class or go to work, then you're sort of like starting off on the wrong foot for the day, I feel like, because you need to give your brain and your body that time in the morning to wake up, and so getting your body in that routine will help it, because then your body is more ready to sit down all day and do your classes and do your work. Another tip that I think is super helpful is to get changed to start your day. So I think, you know, even though we are like working from home, doing online classes right now, you could easily spend your entire day in your pajamas or sweatpants, which like I am guilty of sometimes, you know. Jeans, they totally suck. So I love wearing sweatpants every day. But I think at least trying to get dressed, you know, maybe dressing up from like the waist up for your Zoom calls, stuff like that, it is very helpful because it does help your mind to separate, oh, sleeping time, relaxing time versus, okay, work time, school time, I gotta get in the zone time. If you stayed in your pajamas all day, you might feel tired all day, you might feel like in a slump, you might wish that you were back in bed all day because you didn't separate that kind of outfit change. So I think it's the little things like that. So getting changed and having the morning routine, that is super helpful to having your day start off productive and having your entire day be productive. And so the next thing for me that was helpful in classes while studying and working right now is to listen to a music or a podcast while you're doing work. Obviously for me in college, when I was doing work like readings or math problems or stuff like that, like listening to music would not work because then I would get distracted from like the music and trying to think about math problems kind of thing. If you're doing classwork that doesn't require too much brain power, like making a PowerPoint or slides or something like that, then maybe you can listen to music with words in them. Otherwise, maybe you'd listen to like more just like background noise music that doesn't have anyone singing or talking in the background, but just like instrumental pieces. That can be super helpful because I found for me, like just sitting in the quiet, especially now when working full time, makes me like zone out. So I really like listening to music and like podcasts now because I just like having that noise in the background, so it sort of helps me focus, because otherwise it's like so quiet and I am like, I need just like other people around, or I need other like things happening, otherwise it gets really quiet. So some podcasts that I have been liking on Spotify right now, I think they're also on Apple Podcasts. I've been watching Supernatural with Ashley Flowers, conspiracy theories, survival stories, and so my next tip is to spend less time on your phone. And I know this is hard. I feel like for me, sometimes I see my weekly phone update thing. It tells me, oh, you've been on your phone 6 hours today, and I'm like, WTF, how is that even possible? Like watching YouTube or TikTok or Netflix on my phone after work and after school, I'm like, holy crap, that is so much freaking time. And so I feel like in order to be more productive, you need to spend less time on your phone. For me, I feel like I just have a like scrolling unconscious thing that I do. I just like grab my phone if I'm watching Netflix, and I'm not even like paying attention to the Netflix anymore, but I'm just like refreshing my phone, and I'm like, no new things are happening. I need to just stop. And I think in college classes, leaving your phone in another room is also very helpful because, you know, with Zoom calls, if your camera isn't on, you can literally do whatever you want. You can surf the web, you can be on your phone the entire class. So like leave your phone in a separate room, and it makes it so that you have to focus on your class or doing work or whatever you're doing. Otherwise, you're just gonna get distracted by being on your phone. And so another thing that wastes time is multitasking. I think we all think that we can multitask and, you know, get more things done at once, but I feel like for me personally, multitasking just makes everything slower. At least in college, I feel like, oh, I could totally multitask and like take notes while also watching Netflix. It takes you 2 hours to watch one Netflix episode, and then it takes you like an extra hour to like take these notes. And so I feel like just do one thing at one time rather than trying to do multiple things at once, because I feel like trying to brain power that and to separate all of those tasks out makes it so that you're actually taking more time on each task because you're not focusing on one thing at one time. And finally, my last tip to be more productive is after work or after school, actually take the time to relax and don't think about your school or work after you clock out or after you're done all of your homework and you're done studying. I think for me, working now, I've had that problem where I'm just like stressed out all the time. Even after I clock out and I leave work, I'm like, oh my god, I have all these things to do. Tomorrow, what do I need to do? And like I'm spending my evenings thinking about work and thinking about what I need to do the next day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've even like had nightmares about like working. And I'm like, this is so bad. So I've been trying now, after I'm done work, I need to stop thinking about it. I can worry about whatever I need to worry about the next day, because it just takes so much energy and brain power to be constantly thinking about work or school 24/7 that you need to take that time when you're not doing work and you're not in school to relax. Because if you don't ever let your body and mind relax, like you're just going to be constantly stressed out all the time, and that's just not a good way to be productive, because then you're gonna burn out faster. So those are my tips on how to be productive in 2021 for people who are in school right now, or if you are working from home. So definitely let me know in the comments down below if you have any other tips that help you be productive at work or school, because I would definitely love to know. Also, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. As always, thank you so much for watching. Happy 2021. I have so many cool video ideas planned for 2021, so be ready for that. Make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up if you did like this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I post every single Sunday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.